Tell me if this has ever happened to you before. You're at some sort of social gathering, perhaps a networking event or a dinner party. You're excited to meet new people and make connections, but then suddenly the conversation turns to a topic that you know nothing about. Maybe it's about quantum physics or even a TV show that you've never watched before. Panic sets in. You feel your heart racing and your mind going blank, and you're suddenly frozen in place.
You've spent countless hours learning English, practicing conversations, and building your vocabulary. You've prepared for job interviews, presentations, and casual chats with your friends. But nothing could have prepared you for this moment. This is an impromptu conversation, a topic that you have never encountered before, and you are feeling overwhelmed.
Girl, if this sounds familiar to you, you are not alone. This issue is common, especially for women who use English every day at work or have recently moved to an English-speaking country. The fear of not knowing enough or saying the wrong thing can be paralyzing. It's like being thrown into the deep end of a swimming pool without knowing how to swim. In this video, we will give you the 3 central pillars of how to have a meaningful conversation with anyone about anything, regardless of the topic. And I can promise you this, the answer is not more vocabulary.
If you're new to our channel and this is your first time meeting us, we are Taylor and Jeremy with Married to English. We are the founders and creators of the Resourceful English Method, and our new approach has already helped several women achieve their career goals and become strong communicators in English.
Before we give you our first tip, be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We're dedicated to creating helpful content for women learning English. However, at the time of this recording, only 36% of our viewers are women. By subscribing, you're not just joining our community. You are helping us reach more women in the algorithm who could benefit from our videos. Together, we can make a bigger impact.
Take advantage of the free vocabulary list and the Pitch Perfect Masterclass in the description below. After applying our methods, you could be like our client Stella, who went from being too nervous to talk to her boss to being one of the most popular people in her office because she mastered her conversation skills with us. Your success can be reached faster with the Resourceful English Method program for ESL women.
Starting with pillar number 1, the importance of listening. Listening is the foundation for effective communication. Most successful conversations are simply responding to what the other person is saying. If you want people to warm up to you, show them that you are a great listener. Not just listening to the words they use, but showing them that you are an easy person to talk to. We all need good listeners in our lives, right?
In impromptu conversations, especially if you aren't familiar with the topic, listening becomes even more crucial. This is your time to gather information, understand the other person's perspective, and respond thoughtfully. If you are so focused on what you're going to say next, that is when you will freeze. That is when you might miss social cues that kill the conversation. By solely focusing on what the other person is saying, you can avoid misunderstandings.
Remember, when you don't know much about a topic, this is your opportunity to learn. Don't waste this opportunity on trying to sound smart or pretending that you know everything about the topic.
Referring to a thought experiment concerning the paradox in quantum mechanics.
Yes, quite.
It won't go over well for you. Make a conscious effort to listen. Pay attention to their tone of voice, their body language, and their overall emotion when they're speaking. This will help you understand their message and respond appropriately.
Next up is pillar number 2, the power of questions. Whatever you do, do not make the other person carry the conversation by themselves. You should both be asking each other questions. Do you want to know the secret to being the most interesting person? Be interested. I'm not kidding. Leading with genuine curiosity about other people is the best way to connect with others on a deeper level. People love to talk about things they are passionate about. Being interested in their ideas and allowing them to share them with you shows that you care. It also shifts the focus from you to the other person.
It's also our secret weapon when it comes to navigating unfamiliar topics. Did you know that native English speakers do not know everything about every single topic in the world? To give you an example, I was a hairdresser for many years before I became an English conversation coach. I had customers who worked in multiple different industries. I could never anticipate what the conversation topic would be. I had customers who were politicians, scientists, and athletes who all loved to talk about their work. What do you think I did when I didn't know how to talk about sports, politics, or microbiology? I learned to ask the right questions.
When it comes to asking the right questions, the most important thing is to avoid asking too many yes-no questions. Let me give you an example. Hey Taylor, do you like your job?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Do you see how awkward that can get? I know that you have probably experienced an interaction like that. So, what exactly are the right questions to ask?
The right questions are going to be the ones that you ask that give you the most meaningful responses. The ones that get the other person talking more. These are the open-ended questions and the tell me about prompts. Open-ended questions start with who, what, when, where, why, and how. These questions are especially useful when you want the other person to elaborate, provide context, or share their perspectives.
The tell me about prompts are great for when you want to show genuine curiosity about what they have to say. Asking them to tell you about something shows them that you are open to learning about it and that you value their perspective. So, let's put these two together and show you an example of a better conversation flow. Hey Taylor, can you tell me about what you do for a living?
Hey, well, I'm an online English communication coach for women.
Oh, that sounds amazing. What inspired you to go into that field?
I just really believe in empowering women and helping them achieve their career goals.
See how much better that was?
It was definitely less awkward. Remember, your goal in this conversation is to get the other person talking more so you can continue the conversation. This brings me to our third and final pillar of having a meaningful and successful conversation about any topic: the art of threading. No, not like sewing. When Jeremy and I say threading, we are referring to the art of keeping the conversation going using a specific strategy. Jeremy, will you please explain what threading is?
Of course. Threading is the act of listening to what the other person is saying and then identifying the keywords. Those keywords or threads will help you decide what your next question to them will be. This goes back to why pillar number 1 is so important. Listening is the keyword here. To give you an example, let's say I asked a client what they did over the weekend. She responded, I had to reply to a few work emails, and then I took my kids to the movies. In her short answer, my client just gave us 3 solid threads to choose from. Can you guess what those 3 threads would be? Type your guesses in the comments below. I'll give you a second.
The three best threads to choose from in this sentence would be work, kids, and movies. I could ask her about her job, her kids, or the movie she saw. Now you get to decide where you want the conversation to go from here. It helps if you can also guess which keyword she emphasized the most. Was she more excited to tell you about the work emails she replied to, or the fact that she spent time with her kids? In this situation, she would probably be less excited to expand on the topic of work.
When you listen for keywords, I want you to try to find some common ground with them. Finding common ground is the best way to connect with another person. Listening for important keywords and asking open-ended questions about those keywords shows that you are truly paying attention to them. The best part about this is that native English speakers will likely want to learn about you in return.
This takes us to our next point, which is that threading goes both ways. Remember when we said that you should never make the other person carry the conversation by themselves? This is especially true here. When a native speaker wants to chat and asks you an open-ended question, you need to give them some threads to pull. By that, I mean you need to give them something to respond to.
The best way to give the other person threads to pull is to pretend that they added an invisible why to the end of their question. This just reminds you to explain your answer slightly. For example, if somebody asked you, where would you like to go on vacation? You could either answer with Taiwan, or you can pretend that they asked, where would you like to go on vacation and why? If you pretend there was a little invisible why there, you could give a better answer like, I think I'd like to visit Taiwan, especially because I'm a foodie. They have a ton of street food, vibrant night markets, and beautiful scenery everywhere. Do you see how much better that response was? It wasn't too long, but it gives the other person something to respond to.
Now let's bring up that last response again and try to identify the keywords that you just gave that other person. There are so many keywords here that you could choose from. Tell us in the comments which keyword you would find common ground with. Bonus points if you can type out which follow-up question you would ask about that keyword.
And there you have it, our 3 pillars to mastering conversations on any topic. Listening, asking the right questions, and threading. These tools are not just about speaking better English. They're about building meaningful connections and making sure that you never get lost in a conversation again. With these strategies, you can walk into any room, meet any person, and confidently hold a conversation, even if you know nothing about the topic beforehand.
Before we go, I want to take a moment to say, if you've made it this far in the video, you should be proud of yourself. Seriously, the fact that you're here, listening and learning, shows that you're committed to improving your English communication skills. That's something to celebrate, because it means that you're already ahead of so many others who don't take that step.
Exactly. You're not just passively watching videos. You're taking steps to really invest in yourself. And that's something to be proud of. If you're ready to take even bigger steps and get personalized support, we'd love to invite you to book a free call with us.
This call is for women just like you. Women who are ready to move past the struggle and really elevate their English communication skills. On this call, we'll talk about your specific challenges and give you personalized advice to help you break through those barriers. You've already shown how serious you are by making it to the end of this video. Now let's work together to get you where you want to be.
And it's the perfect next step for someone who is as serious as you are. So, if you're ready to take your communication to the next level, Click the link below in the description to schedule your free call. We can't wait to talk with you and help you on your journey.
If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and share it with a woman in your life who might also benefit from our help. If you're thinking, guys, I'm too scared to even try this because I'll make too many mistakes, then you need to watch this next video.
We've got you covered, ladies. We'll see you in the comments.
Bye.